So I'm here with a familiar face who joined us at our London festival. This is kind of an interview of a bit of a twist. Miniature Wargaming revisited, perhaps. I'm with Joseph Piddington. Joe, thanks for joining us.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
So our current issue of the magazine has got a lovely spread talking about your recent sort of acquisition by Evolutionary Films.
Yep,
that popped
correct.
into London. Now the film's been taken to Cannes at the end of the month.
Yep.
It's an interesting process because we see a lot of films that don't take the next step.
Yep.
How's it been for the past 2 months? Brutally honest.
Brutally honest. It's been amazing, and obviously I've got to thank Evolution Films and also you guys, because it was the introduction at the London Festival that kind of made that original introduction, so that was great. And the process has been really painless, to be honest. Like the original, we had other people that were interested as well, and working with Ross and John, they've just been, really easy to work with. And I just sent it over to them, they viewed it, they sent it around, they said if they liked it or not, and then I got an email saying, yep, we'd like to acquire it. So it was that side was really, really painless, and it was really, really good. And
exciting, I assume, as well.
Yeah,
when
very
you get
exciting.
When you sent it, was it a case of almost send and receive, checking your email? Was it that, or were you just chilled?
No, not really. I was just chilled, to be honest, because obviously I'd met them, and after the kind of introduction at the festival, we went down, and I kind of was in the bar talking to Ross for about 3 hours afterwards.
Yep,
So it was good, and it just felt very just at ease. But no, once I sent it over to them, they got back to me within kind of a week. And to be honest, when speaking to them, either way they said to me was, even if we don't pick it up, we'll still give you feedback, of how you might be able to sell it somewhere else, or maybe how you can improve it. They were going to give honest feedback, and that's
you wouldn't expect to actually get, because you'd often think that there's a lot of monsters out there, people wanting to exploit or sponge or do something, or take a project and go, it's not great, I'll give you this, and actually it goes far. So to have someone honest is good for you, and obviously it helps because this is new experience for you.
Yeah, and for me it was, and I was really, really lucky that I had 3 other companies that were interested that all put in offers.
Yeah.
So I was very, very lucky from that aspect, because originally when I was first thought about looking into distribution, it was kind of a scary process of where do I even start? How do I make connections? And obviously coming to festivals and just meeting and networking, and that's one thing that I'd say for anyone coming to the festival is the best part is networking, and you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to bump into. So that was good. But going back to the, them acquiring it's been really, really painless. The thing that I was more shocked was once, it was done, there is a lot of stuff that needs, like a lot of deliverables to them. Right. That it's a lot more than I anticipated, to be honest, because I thought it would be, here's the finished film in, different file types. This is the audio, this is the actual visuals, and then maybe a synopsis, this is the poster, kind of done.
And they go, put it in a folder, fixed, done, it's going to go,
Yeah, and it's not like that.
Is there anything online to say this like that, or have you uncovered something which a lot of filmmakers, and we've got around us filmmakers that have come from around the world, are coming to festivals, do they need educating on the next step before they get there?
I guess so. For me, again, because I think a lot of people, not a lot, but most newcomers to the industry are kind of going in blind, and unless you go and start talking to people who you have a connection already, it is kind of, you got to feel your own way through. Yeah. So for me, it was a bit of that, and I guess it was a bit of naivety, really. Yeah. But I don't know, I guess from the experience that I had, because obviously we had different offers, the deliverables were different. So I think it's all really dependent on who's kind of picking it up, and also where they're trying to sell it. And with Evolutionary Films, I've got 2 different kind of contracts with them. One, they've picked up for the full distribution in the UK, so they will be the sales agents, they will take it to market, and they get their cut, kind of thing. But also they have the international sales rights that's completely different, where they take it to like Cannes, and they basically take it to market and see you know, put it out there
and see
what people, regions come back and say, we want this is our offer. So and that's why I think maybe for this occasion it's different, because there's 2 different agreements, so there's a lot more deliverables that are needed. But you know, it's things like, and I think in hindsight and in my next going forward, I will, now knowing this information, during production I'll make sure get it in place, you know. And it's things like contracts. They want contracts for all the stuff that I completely understand. We've got most of them anyway.
But it's just a bit.
But it's just a lot more. And it's you know, everything you can physically think they'll need. So it's, you know, all your cast and crew information, all their contracts, all the, you know, so on and so forth.
Right.
So it's a lot more paperwork than I anticipated. But it's, you know, it's not hard work.
It's a good position to be. It's a position to be in, because hundreds of independent filmmakers don't get to have this experience.
Yes, exactly.
They're desperate for distribution, and they'd go, oh yeah, I'll do all of that. Yeah. But it's an interesting insight that you hadn't. When you were doing miniature wargaming, did you think, and when we met back in London, I told you it had what I believed, been a bit biased, a commercial opportunity amongst other projects. When you were developing it and thinking it, did you think you'd get to this stage, being honest?
Being honest, I didn't think it would get picked up as quickly, to be honest, but I always had in mind when thinking of the project, even though it was a niche, I knew there was a market for it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, because you know, no one had ever made a documentary on it. It's a niche industry, but it's a, you know, a big industry, and there's a lot of money, and a lot of people want content. They want this sort of content. So I can understand, and that I always knew that going into it, and that was one of the big reasons why I kind of invested a lot more time into it, because I thought there would be a commercial
you're hedging your bets as such, of interest, but you thought,
exactly. And there's other projects that I thought of at the same time that were more what I would say kind of artistic, but you know, and I look back and I think it would be a tough sell.
Right.
And I think that's, you know, you've got to. It all depends, and this is something that obviously John and Ross talked about in their seminar at London, was you've got to look at it, what do you want to do as a filmmaker or an artist or an actress, you know, whatever it is. Do you want to become, you know, it to be commercial and you to make, you know, an income and it be your job, or do you want to do it for the love of just making films? Yeah. And both are, you know, perfectly good thing, but you've got to figure out which one you want to do. Yeah. So, you know, and what I've tried to do is I've tried to, and you know, with future projects, is work on things that I have a genuine interest in, because I think you have to, but also have a commercial purpose. And there's things that I'm looking at now. I've got kind of, you know, 3 or 4 documentaries that I've got in my head, and I'm talking to people, and it's like I'm really interested in all 4 of them, but which one's more marketable now? Which one's more? And that's kind of how I'm kind of, you know, weaving my way through.
And the interesting thing is now, obviously, so 2 bits. Firstly, you're always going to stick to docs.
Not always, I doubt.
But for now,
yes. It's the thing I'm most passionate about.
Yeah, documentaries are my favourite. I've seen, no disrespect to any other films, they're good films, but my favourite type of film is documentary. Secondly, you may not be expecting that you can get distribution on any future projects with Evo, but you've now got contacts from other companies, and you might go, the Evo was right for me then. Yeah. They may not take a sniff at your next one, but you can always go to one of the other companies, which I know obviously I put a couple your way. Yeah. You can then reach out to them and go, look, I didn't come with you for this. Yes. What about? So there's opportunities there. Are you sort of excited about the Cannes aspect? Just, it's a good bit of marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great bit of marketing, and obviously everyone wants to say that, you know, their film's been taken to Cannes in some form. So yeah, it's great, and I never expected it, to be honest. And but again, it's, I don't know, maybe because I'm so involved in the moment of it, of getting everything sorted and getting it all out, it hasn't quite hit me, I guess. Yes. But yeah, I'm obviously really, really excited. And what I've got to say is, working with John and Ross Evolution Films, all of them, even though there's a lot of deliverables that are needed, they've been super helpful. You know, it's, you know, any time of the day I can give them a call. Yeah. And if I've, you know, if something I don't understand, they'll talk me through it. They'll get back to me. They'll help in any way that they can. So they're really, really good. And you know, I think it all depends. There's so many companies out there. Yeah. It's just finding the right people. And you know, I've been really honest with them, and I've said, you know, I'm looking for more people that I can kind of build a partnership or a career with for future films, and, you know, building a relationship. And that was really, for me, the most important thing than the money side to it. How much money am I going to get returned? It was more, can I work with people, and can I see kind of building a relationship?
That's similar to how I've been. Obviously, I've not made films, but I've always been one. I don't follow the money. I'm not money motivated. I'm success motivated, and not obviously interview myself. But when Steve and I made the decision to launch Fusion, we did take a huge risk, but it was a case of YOLO, as it were. And we've got a small team around us, but we built like a film, built a vision of it, where we want to go, and hopefully, as things develop, finances will then help support us and sponsors. But right now, that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at meeting really cool people like yourself, like the other filmmakers. You've returned from London. We've got others revisiting. We've got other new filmmakers. And if you connect with the right people and you carry yourself in the right way, like yourself, good things will happen. Rather than going, I want a quick win, take a quick win. They'll chuck a bit of effort at it, and then you're going to dissolve and disappear, and then you'll be like, I've made a mistake. So it's taking the time. You didn't rush into it. You took a step back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the most important thing. And I think, again, the big thing that I've learned from the whole process is you need to put yourself out there, and you need to just be, you need to be yourself. You can't, because you meet a lot of people and you know who's there for, different reasons. That's the best way of putting it, I suppose. I think just coming along, be yourself, and if you genuinely are passionate about it, you'll start meeting people. And the more people you meet, you never know who you're going to connect with. And I think that's the most important thing. So.
From our point of view as well, with Evo, and obviously like we've had Valencia Film Office, we've got Magus Marketing tonight. I knew John from the premiere I'd been to see where he was promoting another film, so I can again vouch for the effort and everything they put into, and that was my introduction. And it was an exchange of a business card and at BAFTA at London. And then when this developed, reached out, you know what, why not? And it's a great success story for us, and really hope that even if it doesn't work out to this level, it's the process which now, as a young independent filmmaker, for the rest of your process, you'll be, I've got to log the rush, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So it's going to be a file you compile early on, and you'll never be shocked again about the workload.
And again, for people that are watching, they're filmmakers, and they're going into the process. The thing that I will say now that I've learned the hard way is get all your paperwork in line as you do it, because otherwise you get left with a load of stuff at the end that you need to start typing up and things like that. Things like time coding your film. As soon as you can get it done. It's not an enjoyable job, it takes a while, but it's important. And no matter who you try to sell to, they'll want it. Because territories, especially in the States that I've learned, they're very, very particular in what gets shown.
Right.
So things like that, things like copyrights. Try to always get copyright permission. That's the thing. Like, everyone says it, but a lot of people still don't do it.
And then when people turn around and go, we screened some films, and I've seen some footage in films, and I've gone, well, that didn't get cleared. And the reason you know it didn't get cleared is because the footage would have cost a lot to acquire. And then you think, well, you've made that. But if you don't, you've lost. It's not getting distributed.
No, exactly.
Unless you cut that out, and then it affects the film. So.
And even with our film, we had a great example. Games Workshop, who's one of the biggest companies in the industry, they said no, they didn't want any associate with it. And knowing that, we just made sure we didn't show any of their products. We can still tell the history side and still interview people that made that company and stuff like that. And that's how we tackled it. And a lot of other companies, we've just showed it and just gone, we'll take the risk. And it's just not worth it, because there's certain things that if you are trying to make it commercial, especially, you need to have your copyrights in place. You need to have it, and that's what I made a decision very, very early on to only put stuff that I can get approved, or stuff that's in free domain stuff, and that I can prove's free domain. And that's the other thing, because don't think that if you find it on one's website and it says free domain, do your research. That's the main thing. Because there's certain things that I've found that people have said, oh yeah, it's free domain, use it, on some random website, and then you do a little bit more research, and
actually it's
not at all. So that's quite important. But again, yeah, it's it's really exciting for me,
it's massively exciting.
Obviously for you guys.
It's a massive success story for us, and we will be following it. And hopefully you'll keep in touch with us, obviously, future projects. But yeah, it's great, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Joe.
Yeah, sorry, see you again.